Welcome to the FSM Prep Rally. I'm Joe Arrigo. Big Ant is off this week already, right? Solo dolo, Big Ant leaves me hanging. Go figure. Thanks, Ant. But check it out. This is what we're going to do this week. I'm going to get you caught up with our predictions, give you the top 10, recap last week, and talk about what's going on in the Valley this week. Plus, where will the franchise be? We're going to be at a few high school football games this week. You want to know where they are? We're going to tell you in a minute. But first, let's get caught up with the scores around the Valley last week. Number one team on the FSM Prep Rally Top 10, Liberty throttled Arborview 42-14. Second half, Liberty just did a lot of damage. The game that TQ and myself were at, along with Big Ant, the Bishop Gorman St. Louis Hawaii game. Bishop Gorman took it to Hawaii, really took the life out of them and asserted their dominance all game. They beat them 42-21. Desert Pines throttled Palo 38-14. DP just was more athletic, out-athleted Palo 100% of the way. That's what we want from DP. That's what we expect from DP. Shadow Ridge beat Centennial 31-22 in a game that surprised some people. Canyon Springs, they lost to Green Valley 39-6. Las Vegas beat Sierra 32-7. And the Faith Lutheran Legacy game was canceled due to COVID-19. So, what did we learn last week? I'm going to tell you what we learned. First things first, we're going to start with the Bishop Gorman game. Bishop Gorman is the real deal. Cyrus Moss may be the best defensive player in the Valley. Since they decided to move him down to defensive end and put his hand in the dirt, he looks much more comfortable, looks much more natural. He doesn't look lost in space. He's super athletic, but just imagine how much better he is with his hand in the dirt. He was a man-child against a huge St. Louis offensive line. Talking about their big boys, 6'3", 6'4", 300-plus pounds, going right around him, causing disruption with the quarterback, hitting the quarterback all game long. Cyrus Moss, to me, had his best game as a high school football player. That speaks volumes, especially for the school that he played against. Staying in that game, Cam Barfield. What a ball player. 4 touchdowns, including a huge 57-yard touchdown run. I mean, he cut back against the grain and showed explosiveness, especially when he got to the outside, and then did a little Marshawn Lynch end zone dance when he kind of all the way into the end zone. Cam Barfield is the real deal. And the last thing that we learned about Gorman is Micah Alejado. God, I always pronounce your name, Micah. I apologize. Alejado. Micah is the real deal. The sophomore quarterback got his very first time under the lights, very first shine. You could tell that he was a little amped up, but at the end of the day, Micah just was throwing darts, throwing dimes once he got comfortable. In particular, something that stood out to me in the second half wasn't a throw that he completed. It was actually a throw that was incomplete. He outthrew arguably the fastest player in the state, Zachariah Branch, on a deep route, on a go route. Overthrew Zachariah and 2 defenders. The kid has it all. Arm strength, escapability, accuracy. Once he gets a little more comfortable, he will be the best quarterback at Gorman since Dorian Thompson-Robinson. That's just how good he is. He could be, as one coach told me, the tip of the spear. Desert Pines and Palo, what we learned about that game. Trish and Quincy were there for that game. Watched a lot of the film that they brought back. I'm going to tell you what. DP has athletes. Never going to question that. Barnes is one of the best running backs in the city. He may be, him and Cam, top 2, right? No, I don't think there's any dispute in that. Who you like more? 3 touchdowns. DP took it to Palo. They're just way more athletic, and that's what you expect out of DP. So we weren't shocked with that. Even though I did pick Palo, it's going for an upset. Whatever, I was wrong. I admit it. So what? DP, great job out there. The thing that I want to talk about now is a game that actually was canceled. Bishop Brenaugh canceled the game against Bishop Gorman this Friday due to the fires in California that is not allowing teams in Reno to practice. The University of Nevada, Reno is also practicing at Stanford for the second straight week due to poor air quality. Bishop Brenaugh is not ducking Gorman. Bishop Brenaugh and their coaching staff will take anybody on, any place, anywhere, at any time. This is about the health and safety of the children, the coaches, their families, and the people that root for them. So Bishop Gorman has the week off. Bishop Brenaugh made a decision that's best for them. We just wish them and everybody in northern Nevada safety. All right, it's time to get to the top 10. top 10 rankings. And if you don't like it, guess what? Go to the IG page and tell us. All right, it's like you guys were getting spicy last week. Come with that same energy, especially some of them dudes from Canyon, from Centennial. Yeah, I seen you guys. Enjoyed the banter back and forth. Let's keep it spicy. Coming in at number 10, we have a new team to the ranking, Coronado. Coronado enters the top 10. Let's see what you got, Coronado. Centennial falls a few spots to number 9 after the loss to Shadow Ridge. You know what? Centennial has a lot of turnover and a lot of coaching turnover, player turnover. It's going to be, I think, a difficult year for Coach Forsheen, the Bulldogs. With that being said, they're still talented. They fall down a few spots to number 9. Faith Lutheran, who didn't play last week, ended up getting, I guess, bumped up for not playing. Faith and Legacy, again, had their games canceled due to COVID-19. So Faith, they move up to number 8. Arborview falls down to number 7. Look, Arborview's got a lot of talent, but they're also implementing an offense that they haven't really done before. They're passing the ball a lot more. They get kind of moving out of that double wing. I like the fact that they're doing that. I commend them for doing that. But they fall down a few spots after, Liberty took it to them and they put a 40 burger on them. So they fall down to number 7. The team that I probably should have picked as my sleeper team, even though they're not a sleeper team because of the way they do things, is Las Vegas High School. They're in at number 6. Coach Cap, if you guys followed us at all the last few years, I love what Coach Cap and the Wildcats are doing at Las Vegas High School. A couple years ago with Jason Stroggins and Miles Davis, and then now with the group of kids that they have. The Wildcats are a team to really watch. I love their young quarterback. I like what they're doing there. They move up to number 6. Las Vegas High School is a team to watch. They could be a team that really challenges for that Division IV title. Speaking of Division IV, let's go to Green Valley High School. They crack our top 5. The Gators, number 5 on the poll. You know what? Show me something this week. Let's see what you can do. I'm not really a believer. This is more of an ant thing, to be honest with you. But show me what you can do. Now our number 4 team, Shadow Ridge. A lot of people gave us a lot of hell last week when it came to Shadow Ridge just because, they're not this team or that team, or they lost in a scrimmage. It's a scrimmage. You think they're going to show anything in the scrimmage? It's to get the cobwebs out, get the dust off, and to get the young guys ready for some big boy football. Shadow Ridge is the real deal. They come in at number 4. At number 3, we're staying with Desert Pines High School, the Jaguars. Look, the top 3 is going to be tough. It's going to be tough to crack in that top 3 all year long. DP is a phenomenal team, extremely athletic. Again, I cannot say that enough. And Tico Rodriguez, Coach Tico, does a really good job over there. And you got to credit Coach Hill for the guys that he gets over there as well. So with that being said, DP, they have a really good game this week. We'll get to that in just a minute. They stay at number 3. Number 2, no change, is Bishop Gorman. Look, the bottom line is Gorman beat a very good St. Louis team in a nationally ranked game. You look at this week, Minogue would have been a good game, but we obviously just talked about them not being able to have the game due to the poor air quality. So they're going to get ready for Miami Central. And that's going to be a tough game. If they can get by Miami Central and then they have Lone Peak and Hamilton, that's a dog schedule. And I will say this, if they get through this schedule, I don't see anybody really handling Gorman. That's how good this team is. The number 1 team are the champs, Liberty Patriots. Look, Coach Morocco, you've done a hell of a job. And people want to know why they're still number 1. Well, in order to be the champs, you got to beat the champs. And until they lose, they're going to remain number 1 in the FSM Prep Rally Top 10. So, Top 10, recap. Number 1, Liberty. 2, Gorman. 3, DP. 4, Shadow Ridge. 5, Green Valley. 6, Las Vegas High School. Number 7, Arborview. 8, Faith Lutheran. 9, Centennial. And rounding out the top 10 is Coronado. So now it's time to get to the predictions for the week. Now our predictions, Ant and I had a discussion a couple days ago, wrote them down, figured we'll give it to you today since Ant wants to be on a vacation, sitting on the beach, have an adult beverage. Okay, Ant, must be nice. But he'll be at the game Friday. Go figure. Okay, we're going to start off with our number 1 ranked team, Liberty and Canyon Springs. We both like Liberty. We're going to go with the score of 32-10. Bishop Gorman is off, so they get a bye week. Now let's go to our number 3 ranked team, Desert Pines. They take on Foothill. If Brad Talich was still the defensive coordinator at Foothill, I would think this would be a little bit closer of a game. Brad Talich, to me, no disrespect to anybody, is the best defensive coordinator in Las Vegas. That's how highly I think of him. I know he hasn't been there for a couple years after spending the year at Liberty and then taking the year off. We like DP, 40-27, big time over Foothill. Chowder Ridge and Silverado. This is a game that we think is going to be a little bit closer than what some people may think. We like Chowder Ridge, 30-24 over Silverado. Green Valley and Chaparral, look, this is a game. They're not too far in distance from each other. Kind of a rivalry game. We like Green Valley big though, 45-17. Las Vegas High and Legacy. Normally this is a really good game. A couple years ago, Jason Scroggins and Evan Elias really battled it out. Went really down to the final possession. Las Vegas came out with the victory. We like Vegas here, 28-17. Arborview and Faith Lutheran. Look, Arborview, they played Liberty last week and they got throttled. Faith had the week off, give them an extra week to prepare. But I tell you what, I think Arborview, having that game last week and kind of getting in game motion, game ready, I like Arborview right there. So does Ant. We like them 45-21 big time. Centennial at Durango. Look, I just said what I said about Centennial. A lot of turnover. Guys aren't there, whatnot. I'll tell you what, Centennial's going to beat Durango 24-7. And number 10 Coronado taking on Basic, Ant sleeper team. And guess what? Ant picked against Basic. How are they going to be your sleeper team and you pick against them, Ant? I don't understand it. Well, Coronado, we like them 24-21 over Basic. Here's where we're going to be this week. Franchise is going all throughout the valley. So Quincy is going to end up shooting at the Las Vegas Legacy game. So make sure you go out there. If you're there, say what's up to Quincy. You'll see him with his dreads shooting pictures and everything. Quincy's new addition to franchise. Welcome, Quincy. Big Ant, he's heading to DP Foothill. So you can check him out there. He'll be taking pictures, putting stuff on 702 high school football. Hashtag the prep rally, FSM prep rally. So Ant will be at DP Foothill. And TQ, Trish, and myself are actually heading to a different game. We're going to Spring Valley Cimarron. Look, you got to give love to everybody in the valley. Coach Teal's a good friend, so we're heading over to check them out and see what he got going on this year over at Spring Valley. So that's where we're going to be at this week. Guys, get at us. Follow us at the Franchise LV. Please follow us on Instagram. Continue the same discussions and the same spiciness all throughout Instagram. And don't forget to check out all of our videos and highlights on our YouTube page at the Franchise LV. I'm Joe Arrigo. This is the FSM Prep Rally. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.